How do you profile a serial killer like Ted Bundy? Imagine trying to understand a puzzle where the pieces are scattered across multiple crime scenes, and each piece reveals a little more about the person behind them. That's what criminal profiling aims to do when it comes to serial killers like Ted Bundy. Profiling involves carefully analyzing their behavior, their victims, and the evidence left behind to get a clearer picture of who they are and what drives them. It's a mix of science, psychology, and detective work all rolled into one. First, experts look at the killer's modus operandi, which is just a fancy term for how they commit their crimes. Ted Bundy was very organized. He used charm and deception, often pretending to be injured or in trouble to lure victims. He preferred silent methods like blunt force trauma or strangulation, which helped him avoid leaving obvious evidence. His choice of secluded locations for attacks shows he planned carefully and wanted to minimize the chance of getting caught. By studying these patterns, profilers can predict what the killer might do next and what types of victims they might target. Next, victimology plays a big role. Profilers examine the characteristics of the victims to find patterns. Bundy mainly targeted young women who looked similar, long hair parted in the middle, often with a certain physical build. This reveals his personal fantasies and what triggers his urges. Knowing this helps investigators narrow down potential victims and understand what motivates the killer on a psychological level. Personality assessment is also key. Ted Bundy displayed traits of psychopathy, which means he was superficial, manipulative, and lacked empathy. Psychologists use tools like the Hare Psychopathy Checklist revised to measure these traits. Bundy also showed narcissistic tendencies, craving attention and control. These traits explain his ability to hide his true nature and continue his crimes over several years. Criminological theories add another layer. For example, some theories suggest that certain personality traits like high extroversion and low neuroticism can lead to criminal behavior. Bundy's personality fit this pattern. He appeared normal on the surface but was highly antagonistic and capable of extreme violence. This helps profilers understand how he maintained a facade of normalcy while hiding his darker side. Forensic and investigative insights are essential too. Bundy's mobility across states, his ability to change his appearance, and his use of common objects as weapons made him hard to catch. Profilers consider how offenders exploit law enforcement weaknesses and how they interact with their environment. This helps develop strategies to track and apprehend similar offenders. Understanding what drives the killer emotionally is another piece of the puzzle. Bundy's crimes were about power and control, with sexual violence and sadistic fantasies fueling his actions. Recognizing these motivations allows investigators to anticipate possible escalation and future behaviors. Finally, all this information is used practically. Behavioral analysis units create sketches of the offender, help link crimes, and guide investigations. Psychological assessments inform risk evaluations and management plans during trials and incarceration. Profiling a killer like Ted Bundy is about piecing together behavioral clues, victim choices, personality traits, and motives to form a clear picture of who they are. This process helps law enforcement catch offenders and prevents future crimes.